Pyllait your result, Pikwa admission thamai ban puli nurse but paramedical course hakiway nikichaka puli wa paunam hari India. One chaka East-West group of institution Bangalore, kaplay thodak Indian Nursing Council and Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, GAT course ki ba mi screen jong ki, kham kloy ba duna ki seats, ban tep company a phone ni contact ya ki neki number harum.
Kapanch EV kakali electric kabarang spinida katata motors kabapaka bhaban niya akin nong ba kumjuru siya kin nong kandong na maro battery UI hado sa pa hour for 8 kilometer. Tadapi kwa ban test drive ya kanika kakali electric pilabanuan ni showroom jang Frank Motors kabahapo lat korbat hamaulay mauyong.
Tata.tv.
Let's give a big round of applause. Come on, a huge round of applause. Thank you so much.
Ummentri katnar penne alarti ka jylla uba polling do ula Pyllait ya ka Pansngiat ka Miss Universe Meghalaya ha ka jyalang ka bralo po Vivanta Hotel. Ha ka jyadon lang uba Frederick R. Kharkungor, Commissioner and Secretary katnar alarti. Ha ka jingkren jungu uba pol ula kadaw ya ka jing persyang ka sorkar ban kentiu bat ban sandur ya ki sap ki pong jang ki samla ka jylla kham tam ha ka pot katem ka siaw karwai bat ki wei de ki sap. Ula pen pau ya ka jingkermen baka sap tunrai kan sayo jaka ha ka lengkari bat ka perthai. Ula pen seluruh ya ki samla ban pen ni bat se ya la ki sap ha ki benda ba per. Nakaliang Commissioner and Secretary ba Frederick ula ong ba ka jylla ka don ya ka jing angnut ban kintiu ya ka bor jong ka jing kring ban pendon kam ya ka sap ka pong bat ka bot jong ki samla ha ki benda ba per jongki. Nakane ka jing Pyllait bait ba ya ka Pansngiat na ka benta ka rinsan Miss Universe Meghalaya. La thongru ya ka director ban pentelon ya ka kam ka lengkari ban pensuk ya ki bakwa ban ya shimbenta. Unoyalam ka Miss Meghalaya Organization uba Dominic Savio Dingdo ula sha thong ka musti director ya ka Meghalaya.
The Miss Meghalaya organization focuses in building the overall development of an individual, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It also provides various opportunities to young girls to showcase their unique personalities, their talents, and skills. As for me, my journey from being a very shy, underconfident girl to a strong, empowered, confident woman has been a beautiful one. I was given the opportunity to represent Meghalaya at the Miss Northeast pageant in 2023. A huge gratitude to the Miss Meghalaya organization for molding me into the woman that I am today.
As Minister of Arts and Culture, you represent what I would call our cultural ambassadors, as beauty queens, as people who walk the ramp, not only within this country but also abroad. And as Minister in charge of tourism, this is one very important aspect of tourism here in Meghalaya. Our soft skills in music and the fine arts, and also as Minister in charge of sericulture and weaving. We have a plethora of our own indigenously crafted dresses and fabrics, which I think it is high time for you to take to the rest of the world. There is a saying in Khasi, Kambyang ban shuyapan, kakambyang banyai. It is not sufficient to borrow. It is also, in fact, it is more important to give. Let the rest of the world be mesmerized, be enchanted by the wealth of our textiles. In the nook and corners of Ri district, for instance, we have mostly women who have spent, and today they are in the second and third generation, weaving patterns on the fabric, but most of these are not even known by many here in the capital city of Shillong. We need to take those fabrics to the rest of India, to the rest of the world. and the aim is for us to go global. Frederick has mentioned a few of our inherent strengths. The fact that we had legislators turned ministers back in the 1950s, the fact that we had somebody like Rose, who became ultimately the chairperson of the UPSC. These are some of our the faces that introduced the women folk of Meghalaya to the rest of the world. He has not mentioned one thing, which I think he left it to me to do so, which is that in Meghalaya, in most constituencies, female voters outnumber the males. So we can act and take policy decisions which are to your disadvantage only at the cost of our own disadvantage. In fact, yesterday when I received the invitation, I was shown the draft of this particular card, where below Miss Universe was my picture. And I advised, I think it was Savio who came, I advised him to take it off, saying that please, Bapwal is not Miss Universe and has no intention of becoming one. Let's make it a women-centric affair. And yes, whatever can be said about Shillong, Meghalaya, the drawbacks, the fault lines, the inadequacies, one thing that should stand out is the fact that women here are respected and are looked upon with a lot of goodwill by society all around. And this is something that is a major USP for Meghalaya. Although in Khasi, there is this debate that who is the more dominant gender, whether it's the male or the female. Some of those who argue that the male has more powers, there are more male MLAs and MDCs, they say it's because the Khasi man is called Ba, and Ba means big. When you call a river Wa, and you call it a Waba, it becomes the sea. So Ba is and denotes size. But then, when you turn to the ladies and you call them Gong, it also means that they represent number one, Ningkong. So that way, there is a fine line that actually ensures a state of equilibrium. A lot of responsibilities shared and a lot of responsibilities divided. Today, I can say with a lot of confidence that Meghalaya has arrived. And where our soft skills are concerned, the sky is the limit. As we speak, our boys from Ri Khasi Jaintia, from Jylla, Dapes is performing on the 11th at Dubai with the sponsorship and support of the tourism department of Meghalaya. Daniel's aim has taken our fabric to Milan last year. These were not opportunities available to our young people even 10 years ago. So I'd like to urge upon each one of you to optimize and make the best use of the opportunities that are today available with the young. All said and done, Meghalaya has only one way, and that is the way ahead. And we would like to see that more of our models, more of our actors, more of our playwriters, more of our whoever are engaged in the various arts and crafts also hone their skills to be original. I would like to see a point of time where we not only call Shillong the Scotland of the East, we would also like to see a point of time where Edinburgh should be called the Shillong of the West. And that should be the aim of each one of you. I've seen, I've noticed, I am a music buff myself. I know the capacity of our young people, their potential. They can outdo Whitney Houston or Taylor Swift at any point of time. All they need is originality. Please begin to write your own stuff. Do not be known as Shakira of Shillong, blah, blah, blah. Not good enough. Please come up with a branding of your own, which people will turn to you and say, yes, this guy, this band has gone beyond covering others. Officially today there are 5,000 recognized tribute bands that cover the Beatles. I'm a huge fan of the Beatles as a band, but if you were to ask me the names of the lead singers of those 5,000 bands, I want to know even two of them. Originality. Let's stick to originality. Our fabric is one of the oldest, the most ancient, the most well-crafted. The transformation from the stage where something is rare as an insect, till the time it is transformed into and weaved into patterns of a fabric. That is the transformation that requires time, it requires patience, it requires hard work. Likewise, for you to be an original, it takes time, patience, talent, hard work. Combine these four, the world will be at your feet. Thank you, and may you have the best of days ahead. And as you go, may you also grow higher and higher. And as we heard, one of the vocalists covering Whitney Houston, somebody who's gone through a lot of trauma in her life. Let us also remember that in a third world country where there was rampant poverty, riots, unrest, a talented guy, through his music, introduced Jamaica to the rest of the world. Brian is here. For several decades, they have been having Mali festivals at Omiam. Let's also take Shillong to Jamaica and the rest of the world. That is cultural exchange. It can't be that we only do covers of Dylan, the Beatles, or Bob Marley here in Shillong. Let's take the music of Shillong also to the rest of the world. If they can do it in conditions that are far worse than where we are today, why can't we?
And Meghalaya is always known as the abode of clouds, but we would like to be known in the world as the abode of beautiful and strong women as well. And I'm sure that the foray of Miss Universe, together with the local partners of Miss Universe Meghalaya, will make that dream into a reality. Talking about dreams, I remember the words of the famous speech by Martin Luther King Jr. on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I have a dream. And I think that dream has started today. that journey of many young girls to make that dream into a reality, as was pointed out by Mr. Amjad Khan, that that your organization, along with the local partners, is bringing the contest into the doorsteps and will help and empower our young ladies to be more strident voices on the national as well as the international platform. And I'm sure that, as you know, we are a state where women play a very important role. They are a very dominant and a very important partner in the state's development. Many of you perhaps don't know that one of the first women cabinet ministers in pre-independent India, much before we had ministers in the rest of India, was from the state, Kong Mavis Dunn. And she in fact preceded many of the of the female ministers in post-independent India. We also come from a state where we had a lady chairperson of the UPSC many years ago, and so on and so forth. There have been many women trailblazers from this state, and women continue to play a very vital role in the families and the polity. And I'm sure now, with this opening of doors, they will also play a very important role, and they'll be visible at both the national as well as the global platforms. So we'd like to thank Team Miss Universe India and the local partners and Mr. Savio Dendo that they give wings to these dreams. I would like to share that last year, in around the same time, October, in fact I was just sharing with Mr. Amjad Khan that from the Arts and Culture Department, we had led a team to Vietnam. And we actually had our meetings in the same venue where you had your Miss Grand. So we did have some interactions with the organizers there, and it gives me great pleasure to know that Ashina was also representing India at that meeting. At that event. So it's nice to reacquaint here again in the abode of clouds. Having said that, under our very talented and dynamic minister in charge, the department is looking for ways and means in which to leverage the talents and the skills and the innate, hidden potential of many of our young people in various arts. And there is a lot of thinking, a lot of discussion going on how to tap into the creativity of each and every aspect of our youth. And as a department, we're very keen to promote the soft power of the state, be it in the field of music, which already is fairly well established, be it in the field of fashion and beauty pageant, which is another new exciting chapter that is opening up. We hope that with these new opportunities, our young girls will be ambassadors of beauty with a purpose and with meaning. I'm very happy that Irene, who's here, was associated with the with the voter education in Clariat. I remember when I was in my previous assignment as Chief Electoral Officer. So she was a voice for voter education. And it gives me great pleasure that a lot of the young people here also would seek to use their platforms to champion various causes and would meaningfully advocate on various issues. And with the platforms that they've been given, with the voices that they would be getting a chance to voice out, I'm sure that all of these purposes can come together and weave together into a beautiful magic. And before I resume my seat, our minister also looks after the textiles department. I also happen to be commissioner in the textiles department, and we hope that you will also be champions of the textile department in the future, and you will contribute towards unfurling the past and weaving magic for the future.
And I would also like to congratulate Mr. Dominic Savio on being appointed as the State Director for Miss Universe Meghalaya and his entire team for getting the license of Miss Universe Meghalaya. I think an hour prior to this event, everyone was wondering what is Miss Universe Meghalaya, as you have all heard of Miss Universe and Miss Universe India. But what is Miss Universe Meghalaya? So this is our initiative which we have taken to give opportunity directly at your doorsteps. Because while we were receiving applications in last few years, one thing which we came to know that most of the girls are unable to participate because transportation, logistic and getting permission from parents was little difficult. Anyone who the audition was being held only in few locations, so that was one thing which we wanted to improve with this organization, and that's the reason we decided that we will be doing pageants in each and every state of India. And through that initiative, we have started the program of having 28 state directors all over India. There will be the state pageant organizer who will be selecting a contestant, and from each state they will be sending a representative who will be taking part at the national pageant. So one who will win the national pageant gets the chance to represent India at Miss Universe. So I think we have what you have been asking for. Please come to Shillong or please come to other parts of Northeast India and do the audition. I think that promise has been fulfilled. Now it's your turn to contact the state organization and take the opportunity to participate, because this is one of a lifetime opportunity. Anyone who has dreamt ever to be a pageant aspirant, they must all have dreamt for the crown of Miss Universe or Miss Universe India. So this is your chance, please grab it.